Hello students, I am your geography teacher, Mrs. Rinki Singh Yadav, and we are taking class 8 geography, and this is video 2, chapter 1. So the first chapter is your representation of geographical feature. So in the previous video, we have already covered few topics, that is the definition of map, then the three different ways of indicating the scale of map, then how to calculate representative fraction, then we have discussed the definition of topographic map, and another point, that is locating features on topographic maps. And we also have learned know how to understand the easting and northings. Now in today class, we will begin with the topic landforms on topographic maps. The height of the land above sea level at different places can be shown in a map. By studying such a map, it is possible to identify landforms such as mountains, valleys, plateaus, and plains in a given area. On topographic maps, the height of the land is shown by various types of marking, such as spots heights and contours. So, the height of the land from the sea level at different places are shown on map, and by studying such map we can easily identify these landforms, that whether it is a mountain, valley, plateaus or a plain. And on topographic map, the height of the land is shown by various types of markings. They are known as spot height and contours. Now, what is spot height? The height of any particular point is called a spot height. So a point can be any, it can be a mountain, valley or plateau. So height of any particular point is called a spot height. On a topographic map, a spot height is shown by a black dot marking the spot and a number giving the height of the spot above sea level. So how we can identify a spot height? It is marked by a black dot and it is given a number of the height. So for example, that if any, like if a mountain is there and its height is 300 meter or 3000 meter, so there will be a black dot and nearby it will be written 3000. Clear? Then in our country, the height is given in meters. So there is a figure 1.2. This is figure 1.2, a part of topographic map. It shows a part of topographic map. Can you see a spot height marked in grid square 2, 3 and 2, 7? So we have in the earlier class I have already told you how to find out eastings and northings. So eastings are the vertical lines and northing are the horizontal lines. And how we have identify the cell, any cell we have already read that we can identify this, we just mark the cell and we ask the eastings and northings. So whatever easting and northing is nearby that cell has to be written, and in that easting has to be written first and then the northing. So in this figure 1.2, it is asking for the spot height which is between 23 and 27. So here if you can able to see in this, there is 20 over here. This is the easting, this is the vertical line. This is 21, which is not mentioned but it's understood. It is 22 and here it is 23. So this is 23 easting, and then it is asking for 27 northings. So 27 northing is the horizontal line. So here just we see this is 24, this will be then 25, this will be 26, and this will be 27. So this is your 23, this line, and this will be your 27. So this is asking for this cell. Which is the spot height in this cell? That is the 23 easting, this vertical line, and the 27 northing, the horizontal line. So in this, if you can see, there is a number is written which is 327, and at the back of it there is a small dot. If you can see this, there is a number given 327 and nearby there is a dot. Okay, so this is the spot height. I hope this is clear to you. Then this is how we identify the spot height. Black dot marking with number giving the height. Now next definition is, and next point is contour. And what is the definition? A contour is an imaginary line joining places which have the same height above sea level. So normally we all know that we measure the height above sea level. Sea level is the base point, and above all that base point, whatever height is there, whatever landform is there, their height is measured from sea level. So contour are the imaginary line joining places which have the same height. So suppose there is a place which is having 20-meter height. Then there is B place having 10-meter height. Then there is C place having 20-meter height. So there will be contour line joining the point A and C because both are having the same height, not B because B has 10-meter height. So 20-20 both height will be joined. Then on a map, a contour marked 800 joins places which are 800 meters above sea level. Now, contours are drawn at certain intervals of height above sea level. They never intersect, so they never cross each other. However, they do touch where there is a break. In this, where there is a break in the slope. For example, where there is a waterfall or a cliff, so you know what is a waterfall, and even you understood familiar with this term cliff also. It's both are waterfall is the when the water is flowing from a height, and cliff is same like a part which is nearby an ocean, and it's raised above. Okay, that is a cliff. The interval chosen is called the contour interval. Okay, so it depend on the scale of map and the slope of the area. So contour interval is basically dependent on the scale you choose. Scale we have already learned that how the scale is choose, and the slope of any area. So maybe like if there is a mountain, so maybe one side of the mountain is steep, or the other side may be a gentle. Now, for example, the contour intervals used by the Survey of India is 20 meters for maps of 1 is to 50,000 scale, and 10 meters for the maps of 1 is to 25,000 scale. So when we are using this scale, we are using 20 meters, and if we are using this scale, then we are using 10 meters. Okay. Look at the figure 1.2 again. The brown lines are contour. So again in this figure, if you can see, there are certain brown lines are visible in this. So they are the contours. They might not be visible in this graph properly, but if you can see any contour, uh, uh, any topographic map in near future, just see in that there are certain brown lines are drawn in this, and they are known as the contour line. They are very light in color. So just if you see the map, topographic map in your future, you just able to see them. Okay. Now next topic in this is identifying the landforms. So how you identify landforms, and we basically know that we have landforms like slow mountains, we have plateaus, we have ridges, we have valleys. So different landforms are there. Okay, so how we identify them? Uh, The pattern formed by contours enable us to identify landforms. The contour pattern shows how a landform look from above. Okay, so the contour pattern can easily tell you the landform, that which what this is, which kind of landforms. Every landform has its own distinctive contour pattern. So if there is a mountain, they will have a different type of pattern of contour. If that is a if there is a plateau, then it will have a different type of contour. So by easily looking at the contour, we can easily understand that this is what kind of landform. Now in this first topic is this is slope. When contours are closely spaced, so if there is a contour drawn, and the if contours are closely spaced, pass mein hai, the slope of the land is steep. Okay, so like slope is ढलान होता है, ठीक है. So it can be of a mountain also, it can be of a plateau also. So how we can identify, that is a two type of slope ना, gentle slope and steep slope. एक बहुत खड़ी होती है, एक बहुत ही आराम वाली चढ़ाई होती है, ठीक है. तो steep slope कैसे पता करेंगे? When the contours are closely spaced, जब contour बहुत पास पास में होते हैं, then we can understand the land is very steep, खड़ी चढ़ाई है इसमें. When they are wide apart, दूरी है contours में, then the slope is gentle. Now, the value of the contours decreases in the direction of the slope from higher to lower ground. तो वैल्यू नंबरिंग जो दे रखा होगा कॉन्टूर का, इट विल डिक्रीज इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द स्लोप. एंड कहाँ से? फ्रॉम हायर टू लोअर ग्राउंड. तो ज़्यादा अगर से 100 है, 100 से फिर 80 हो गया, 80 से फिर 60 हो गया. So this is how the contour will reduce in height. The next point is mountains. So that we can understand about the slope with the help of contour. Then how we will understand to know about mountain. A mountain is a conical in shape. तो पता ही है हमें माउंटेन का शेप कैसा होता है, कोन जैसा होता है. and has a well defined peak. Okay, contours representing a mountain or a conical hill are nearly circular. तो जो कॉन्टूर किसी माउंटेन को शो कर रहे हैं वो ज्यादातर सर्कुलर फॉर्म में होते हैं. ओके, सर्कल यू नो, their values increases towards the centers. Okay, so center वाला अगर if I can show it to you. Okay, so this is a contour for a hill. Okay, and in this you just see that number is increasing from 400 to 500 and from 500 to 600, then 600 to 700 when it is going in the center. So this contour number is increasing when it is going inside. The center of the innermost contour represent the peak. तो जो सेंटर होगा इस कॉन्टूर का, इनर मोस्ट कॉन्टूर, इट्स रिप्रेजेंट द पीक, यानी कि वो पीक होगा उस चीज का, उस माउंटेन का. ठीक है, क्लियर. नाउ नेक्स्ट टर्म इज प्लेट्यू. A plateau is a highland with an almost flat top. प्लेट्यू क्या होता है? जिसका टॉप कैसा होता है? फ्लैट होता है. And the steep slopes on one or more sides. So, and if because it will have four sides, so it may have steep slopes either on one side or it can be on the all the side or it can be in the two side. Okay, then contours showing a plateau are closely spaced at the steeply sloping margin. So we have already learned that on the steep, when we are showing the steep area, the contour will be very closely spaced. So in a plateau, if they are showing closely spaced, that means the slope is very steep, and their value increase towards the centers. So in this figure, if you can see in 1.3, there is a ridge. Okay, this is a ridge, then there is a valley. Okay, this is the mountain. Okay, the chain of mountains, and this is valley, the lower portion. The part encircled by the highest value contour represent the top of the plateau, similar as to the mountain. तो जो highest value होगा, because highest value is at the center, so the highest value will represent the top of the plateau. In the mountain it was representing the peak of the mountain. The large central part of a plateau contour pattern help distinguish a plateau from a conical hill. So if you can see in this diagram, this is for the plateau. This contour is okay. So this is for hill. This is the circular. This will be known as the peak of any mountain or a hill. Okay, and this is slightly smaller circle is there. But if you talk about plateau, because it's a having we are having a top, uh, the top is flat, so it is widespread. Okay, this area is, this contour line is widespread. So if we can have this widespread structure, that we can easily understand that this is the contour for plateau. ओके, क्योंकि इन दोनों में कोई ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है. यहाँ पर भी वैल्यू इंक्रीज हो रही है सेंटर पे, यहाँ पर भी वैल्यू इंक्रीज हो रही है सेंटर में. ओनली द डिफरेंस क्या दिख रहा है, दैट दिस पार्ट, this the central part of the plateau contour, it's widespread. Okay, ये थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा बड़ा है, इसका सर्कल थोड़ा सा बड़ा है, so we can easily understand that this is for the plateau. Hope this is clear to you. Then next is ridge. Okay, so what is a ridge? A ridge is a long, narrow, steep-sided highlands. Okay, they are long, very long, narrow, छोटे होते हैं, steep-sided, खड़ी चढ़ाई होती है इसमें, and they are the highlands. A ridge may have several peaks, especially if it is a chain of hills joined at the base. So this is a chain of hills. Okay, कई सारी hills एक साथ हो, they are known as ridge. The contour representing a ridge are closely spaced. अगर किसी ridge का contour show हो रहा है, then they will be closely spaced because there will be number of hills in that. Their their values increases towards the center, same as for the mountain, the innermost contour representing the peak. So again, if we see this, the figure, this 1.5 in this and this third diagram, a ridge with peaks and saddles, that is cols. Okay, so this is your ridge. There are chain of mountains in this, and this is how it will show you. Okay, so this will be one hill, then another will be this another hill, and then there will be another hill, and the space between them is known as col. Clear? This is col. So in this, the again the contour interval is decreasing. It's increasing towards center. Okay, so from 300, 200 to 300, then 400, 500, 600, 700, and 800. So all the rays are having 800 meter height. Then the next topic is col, gap, saddle, and pass. Okay. So you may not be familiar with all these three terms, that is hole or gap or saddle, but you might be familiar with this term pass. If you have heard about in India, we are having so many pass, Rohtang pass, okay, Lachung pass. We are having so many passes, okay. So a coal, which may also be called a gap. Okay, so coal can also be known as a gap, or it can be known as a notch, or it can be known as a saddle. So various words are there for coal. Synonyms, these are all synonym for coal. Is a low point between two higher areas. तो दो mountain के बीच में एक lower low point है, that is known as the coal. Say between two hills or between two peaks of a ridge. If gap is wide, it is usually called a saddle. अगर gap थोड़ा बड़ा है तो वो saddle कहलाता है. A saddle that has a road, and saddle may have a road or a foot track or any other transport route passing through it, it is called a pass. अब जो saddle जिसमें आप कोई रोड बना सकते हो या फुट ट्रैक बना सकते हो या कोई भी ट्रांसपोर्ट रूट बना सकते हो, that passing is known as the pass. So just now I have said that we have so many passes in India. Okay, Rohtang pass and some passes which are made between the Himalayas to reach other countries, from joining India to Nepal or Nepal to China. Okay, a contour pattern showing a coal, a contour pattern showing a coal or a saddle looks somewhat like a hourglass or hourglass or sand clock. Okay, so a contour pattern जो शो करता है कोल या सैडल, ये कैसे दिखता है, एक सैंड क्लॉक या आवर ग्लास की तरह दिखाई देता है. सो okay, so the next now topic in this is valley. A valley is a contoured pattern representing a river valley, resemble the letter V. So for valley, the contoured pattern is resemble like a letter V. We all know that valley is in V shape, that's why it's known as valley, with the narrow end pointing towards the higher land. So a valley is found between two mountains, the river or the chain of mountains. The river flow from the narrow end towards the wider end. So in the valley, what is happening? That a river flows from the narrow end. So pehle narrow ends, because we do not have so much of gap between two mountains. So that is narrow end. And when they reach to the plain area, they will have a wider range. Figure 1.5 shows the contour pattern of some common types of landforms. The cross section of each landforms along a line AB on its contour map is also shown. So just see this diagram in this. This is figure 1.4. In this they have shown you the ridge. Okay, this is the ridge, and in between there is a small space is known as the core. We have already studied all these three contours, and this is the contour for the river valley. So you can see this is in V shape. Okay, and the river is flowing in from this to this direction, and this is V shape. Okay, okay. So just go through all these contour diagram, and if they are not clear to you, then we can discuss it one more time. For your more clarification, I will be sending you two links in which you can understand what are the contours, why they are drawn, and what is the use of it. And in the next link, it will be showing you how to draw a cross section. Now, next topic in this is drawing a cross section. Okay, so just the cross section of a landform represented by contours can be drawn quite easily by following the steps given below. Figure 1.5 will also help you. Okay, so you can follow these steps to draw a cross section. First, draw the line AB along which the cross section is desired. तो आप कोई भी कॉन्टूर लीजिए, उसमें एक लाइन ड्रॉ करिए ए बी, जिस पे आप एक क्रॉस सेक्शन डिजाइड करते हैं. Then below the map, draw two axes perpendicular to each other. On the y-axis, mark the height shown on the map using a suitable scale like 100 meter, that is 0.5 centimeter. Draw line parallel to x-axis from these markings. Then third step, now draw perpendicular on the x-axis from the point of the intersections of the contours and the line AB. These perpendicular will cut the line drawn parallel to x-axis at certain point. Then join these points to get the cross sections of the landforms. So maybe this is not clear to you over here. So for that I will be sending you links. So in that you can very easily understand how the cross section is drawn. Okay, so we will stop here. We will be continuing the rest of the chapter in the next video. Till then, keep learning and stay safe. Thank you.